All right, it's the end of February, and it's time for me to do an assessment, see how I've done with the throwing practice for the axes and knives this month. You see I've updated the board there. Got a little video that I'm probably going to add in there. All right, just wanted to make a quick update video on my target here. This is less than a month of activity throwing axes and knives at my target. Less than 3 weeks. I've already broken through to the backing boards. Yeah, you can see that the backing board is visible through here. It's already broken that completely open. So I need to change out my target boards. It's getting to the point that a lot of my axe throws are hitting that and just kind of bouncing off, or it's like hitting something soft, so it doesn't stick unless I hit something outside of that area. So yeah, I'm not sure how often I should change it, but I think I'm past that point, whatever it was. Wow. So we have the target all repaired from my practice in February, ready for me to do my little test to see how I'm doing so far. I know my axes are not as good as my knives, so I'm probably going to start with the knives just to feel a little confident with how I'm doing so far. I'm thinking I'm just going to do throws out of 50 and then kind of see if I improve my percentage of getting them in the target. Not going for anything amazing, but just first month, setting up the target, going through the whole process, doing daily practice, doing throws until I get 50, 100 in the board. Most of it's been 100 since about the second week, as soon as I got the target ready so that I had something nice to throw at. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just, I guess, do my throws. And I'm not going to be talking as much during this one since this is just kind of progress check of where I'm at. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, that was a knot. I got robbed on that one. 6, 7, 8. They're loud. I think that's 13, but I know when I edited the last one, I was way off on my count. So we'll say that's, I don't know, 13? We'll go with that. I think that's 20. That's just cool. Oh, yeah, they really get stuck in there. Close together. Yeah, definitely improving with the knives. That's 52. I'm gonna keep going. $59. All right, that completely made me lose track of count there. Say 59. I'm having fun. We'll say that's 75. I'll get the final number once I edit. Always grab the one above your head before you bend down to grab the other one. Do-over. Yeah, that one's not getting another do-over. Bullseye. Bullseye. Touching. Nice. Yeah, I have no idea what my count is. I'm really just having fun this time. Finally got the technique yesterday. Just pretty consistent. So what was I doing the other 27 or 26 days? Yeah, a lot of inconsistent. You see, I'm hitting the target more, but I'm not aiming to get the bullseye every time. I'm just trying to hit the board. I can focus on accuracy as I get more consistency. Whew, yeah, they definitely get stuck in there. When they stick. Bullseye. I think that's 98-ish. I'm sure I'm over 100, but we'll go ahead and do one more round. See, that was barely in there. Oh, I can't hit on that one. That one gets a do-over. And another bullseye. All right, so after a month, definitely improvement with the knives. Gonna continue those, focus on getting more consistent so I have less of them I'm chasing across the floor. I may go ahead and look into purchasing another set just because I think this is something I'm going to stick with, and it'd be nice to have a few more and try out, you know, a different shape, a different weight, just do something other than just this same where they're all exactly alike. So that's the knives. The axes, these are just the same ones I started with. That one lost the it's got the paracord on there, so this one it got shredded off when they were too close and one of them cut the other one. But so far, these have held together very well. I think the tip's probably getting a little dull just because there's a lot of hitting the floor and bouncing around, which I'm sure you'll see. So with this one, my technique is not as good. I'm not as consistent, so I probably am going to do a 50 count on this one just because it'll be painful to do 50 sometimes. Sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I can get 50. I've been doing 100 every day, but just doing 50 for this one. Unless I get better during this 50. I don't know, we'll see, but I'm not expecting it to go that way. They were sticking really good once there were a lot of axe holes in the board. And then the board got eaten away so much, then there wasn't much for them to stick to. So there was kind of like this little perfect period where I was getting more of them, kind of during the middle of my practice. But now that I've switched the boards, it seems like I'm having more difficulty trying to get them back in the board, kind of like that first video after I made the target. So here goes. And I am going to keep count on these. if I get the count. They are a lot harder to pick up off the ground when they don't have that paracord on them. It's just metal flat. It's hard to get a grip on them with gloves. I'm not quite to the point where I want to get rid of the gloves yet. I'm dealing with sharp points, and I don't have to be worried about it just yet. So thinking through what's going wrong, since I am learning, it's not getting a full rotation at the right point when it's hitting the target board. So it's either hitting flat, it's hitting an odd angle, maybe hitting the handle, who knows. But I need to make sure that it's getting the right throw so that it does one spin in the air and then it comes down, hits the tip of the board. What I've been doing, I've got a little crate behind me here. So I'm kind of touching my foot to that just to make sure I'm backed up all the way, still focused on the target. So that way I'm at least kind of going from the same spot once I get it. Yeah. This was a little frustrating last night. Switched out the boards. Thought, yay, I've got fresh boards, I'm gonna do great. The knives stick like a champ. These, I'm having so much trouble since yesterday when I changed the boards. It's like starting over. It's just not where I have muscle memory. Yeah, I just don't have muscle memory of how this is supposed to be now, so I can't get back into a good streak. Now, once I get one in, it's easier because then I can start trying to repeat the same thing. But until then, it's just, I feel like I'm randomly throwing with different technique every time. Okay, so that one's in. That was just overhead. It needs a little bit more power because the handle almost hit and knocked it out. Oh. Two. Three. Four. And a bullseye. Okay, so I did something right there. Let's see if I can repeat it. 5. This is when it gets frustrating and you want to give up, but don't. Keep with it. Right, trying to take my time, think through what I'm doing. 6, 7. See, I was thinking about it, and those two ended up very consistent. They weren't great, but they were in there. I think I need to be a little closer, so I'm gonna try that. 8. 9. 10. Yep, sticking with it. Well, was what I was worried about doing this one. I was kind of stressing this one last night. Got to do a check-in tomorrow. Axes weren't going great yesterday. Not going great today. The nights were awesome, and I can get better at this if I keep practicing. Now for those, I was a little bit too close. I'm gonna step back just a little bit. This is like starting all over. Yeah, this is definitely not something I'm ready to go live with. It's gonna be highly edited, cutting out all the all the in-between to get a count. 18. I know at this point you're wondering, how was he doing 100 a night? Yeah, I was much more consistent. I switched out the boards and I can't get anything in there. I don't know if it's mindset, the board, my axes. Yeah, just having issues tonight. Yep. Not letting it get to me, staying positive. Need 3. Halfway there, I think. Six. said. 29. Wow. Can I hit that? Yeah, I really don't know. I have no idea what's going on here. I swear I've been much better than this throughout the month. I don't know why it's so bad tonight. Well, I started yesterday when I changed out boards. Down to mindset, the axes, the boards, something's off. Trying to think through what it is, being analytical. I'm sure it's something I'm doing. 34. Calm down. Focus. You can do this. Six. 37. 39. One more to go. You can do this. 50. All right, as you can see, still need a lot of practice with the axes. I'm going to continue throughout March. Going to get better, more consistent. Going to continue with the knives. Going to continue this as a March resolution. All right. Okay, as you can see, I still need a lot of work. Getting better with the knives. I was getting better with the axes. I will get better again. We'll continue the practice in March, and I'll do another check-in at the end of the month. Thanks for watching.